Howdy folks, it's Harrison with Mainely Acres Farms. In today's video we have a glue review to share with you guys. So some of you guys, you've seen in our videos, we have a few repair videos on how to repair your talking boots or your rubber boots if they get some big holes or rips in them. So a company got in contact with me on one of those videos and wanted to know if we'd try out their glue. So I said, heck yeah. And so that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. So the company's name is Gpx Glue, and they sent me out two products. This one here is for the shoes, and this one here is for boots. And the thing that I really like, just right off the top with the packaging and everything, is their lid and their applicators. So I'll go ahead and open this up and show you guys. It's got a nice, precise applicator tip there. It stays fairly clean. I've never had any clogging issues with it. And it has a nice airtight seal with a screw cap on it. What's interesting is this little ball on the top of it. I know some of you guys are probably like, what's that? I don't know what that's for. So if you guys can let me know what the ball on the top of this thing is for, it'd be great. Because it really doesn't go through and seal on the tip of the spout, which I thought, which is kind of interesting. But nonetheless, it works really good. I'm going to roll some video over here on the wall as I share these products with you. But I've actually tested these out on 3 different pairs of boots, shoes, and different things like that. So the first project that I tackled was a pair of rubber boots that my wife had. She had a split in them, and what was interesting is that the split just broke apart evenly, and so there was no material to overlap on top of each other to glue or anything. So what I did was I applied some of that boot glue, and I just met the edges up right nice with each other, and it held. It held really good, and it kept the water out of it. Typically what I do when I have a problem like that on a pair of rubber boots is that I will patch it. So not only will I meet those two together, I'll typically put like a piece of leather that covers the crack and glue that down to it as well. But with this glue, I didn't have to do that. It was pretty cool. Also, I'll share a video of her testing those out. We were outside and there were some puddles out there, so trust me, you'd know if they were leaking. That water was just right above freezing, so they held out real good, and I was pleasantly surprised. Another pair of boots I worked on was the Gpx Boots. If any of you guys wore those back in the, what was it, the early 90s, late 90s, somewhere around there, you know those boots were notorious for talking. So the sole of the boot would come apart, and it was always in the toe. Every single person I knew that ever had one of those, they had that issue. So I tried out the boot glue on that, and it held really good. I even put those boots on and kind of scuffed my feet in the ground to try to pull it apart, and I even tried with my hands, and the glue really held up nice. The last pair of shoes that I worked on was a pair of sandals, and I was able to test out the shoe glue. So you guys can see I've already tapped into that here, and I used that for the sandals. Now what was wrong with the sandals is it had some like fake cork material that was coming off the toe. One of the toes, it was completely removed. One of the back straps was coming off and everything, and this worked really good. The only one negative thing that I've experienced in using this glue is that the customer that sent me the sandals tried to fix the back strap with some super glue. I did not completely remove the super glue. I didn't do any large prep, because that was one thing I really liked about this glue, is that I watched a bunch of YouTube videos of the guy utilizing the glue, and the one thing that he kept saying is that you really don't need to go in and do a large prep. But if you have a customer that has tried using super glue to repair it, you will have to do that, because I tried putting this glue on there, and you'll see in the video, I really struggled with getting that to hold to itself without having to sit there and hold it forever or clamp it. So that's the only one negative thing that I found about this, is that if customers use super glue, you're definitely going to want to scrape that off, sand it off, get it off somehow in order for this glue to bond really well. Now, hopefully all those videos are wrapped up. So like I said, I have tried it on 3 different pairs, and they have all held up very good. The one thing that I noticed right off the bat is this glue acts a lot like super glue. I know they said that it dries and it's flexible and all of that. I did notice that with the rubber boots. I did flex them, but it still dries like super glue. It's kind of hard. It's a very fast bonding time. So if you're not really comfortable with, making sure something's fitting well, I probably wouldn't use this, because like I said, you have to be really precise when you're putting the stuff together, because once it's together, it's going to bond fairly soon, or if not immediately, so it doesn't give you a lot of work time. I know a lot of cobblers that do sole repairs typically use a contact cement, and they place it on both sides. They let it kind of get tacky and put it together. And the reason being is because it gives them a little bit more time to manipulate and get things where they need them. If you're looking for kind of a quick fix, and it's just maybe coming apart a little or something like that, I would definitely recommend this glue, hands down. It works a lot better than some of the other glues out on the market that kind of act like a rubber cement. This definitely has a better bond than those other ones that I've used. So again, thank you so much to the Shoe Fix Glue Company for sending me out a couple bottles of these to try. I was really impressed truly with the bonding of the different materials that I put it through and the different applications I've used it in. It has a really nice strong hold. The one last thing that I want to do is a little demonstration to see how strong the bond is. So what I have here is I have a 5-pound little handheld barbell weight, and I removed some of the insulation so you guys can see there is a lead weight in here. I have a piece of string attached to the end of it. I have a piece of fake leather, and somewhere over here I should have another strap of leather standing by. And I do. So what I wanted to do with this little test here is to mimic, like, say if you have a pair of sandals where a strap came loose, and you have like a couple pieces of leather in there, and you want to put the strap back in here and glue it. I'm going to see how well that holds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to glue it in between these pieces like I would for a sandal strap, and then we'll dangle the thing like this to see how well this bonds. And I'm going to hold it for the recommended time. I believe it's 10 to 45 seconds, so we'll go with the 45-second hold on it, and really put this glue to the test. So let me rearrange the camera and get you guys set up. Alright, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I have the piece of fake leather here going in between these two pieces here. So we're going to kind of try the different bonding on the different surfaces, because we'll have a smooth side and obviously a rough side to the two inside rough pieces here. So the first thing I'm going to do is take our shoe glue, since this is going to mimic a sandal. Go ahead and open that up, pull off any crusties on the top there. That was that easy there. We're going to move this back. We're going to place this down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little glue here on this surface. Just a little dollop like that, and a little dollop here. And we're going to put those two together, and we're going to hold that for 45 seconds now. Alright, it's somewhere roughly in that time frame there. So we got it attached to that one side there, so I'm going to put another dollop of glue on top of there. Slap it in that little sandwich like we're putting in a strap. And we'll hold that for another 45 seconds. This time I'm just going to put the glue on this part and not the other side. And we'll see how well that holds. So we'll stick that on top of there. And once again, we'll just put some pressure for about 45 seconds. So we went a little bit over. But anyhow, we got our strip on there. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Whoops. But I want to show you guys what happened here. It did rip, but look, the bond still held. The leather ripped in half. I mean, that's really a lot of weight to be putting on this test, but man, that held up good. Heck, it ripped that fake leather right in half. So I imagine if this was real genuine leather, it would have held up a lot stronger. But still, this is impressive. Look here. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about having some strong bond to it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for sending me out that glue. I really appreciate it. And as always, take care and spend time with that family.